Today, my friends, I want to show you two sentences. Both are from real self-study reports, and both describe the same topic, which is a student feedback. Both were written by quality professionals who genuinely cared about their institutions. One of them made an evaluator stop and write something positive in her notebook, while the other one became a finding in the formal evaluation report. The difference between them is not merely vocabulary, it's not even length, it's not even the quality of the feedback system being described. It's honesty. And by the end of this episode, you will be able to tell the difference between the two at a glance, and you will never write the weak version again. Welcome back to Quality Unlocked. I'm Dr. Ahmed Makable. Last episode, we talked about the 5 indicators of genuine evaluation readiness and how to measure them honestly before your visit. Today, we go deep on the most important document in your accreditation process, the self-study report, or the SSR. Not what it's supposed to be, not the theoretical version, the real version, with real examples, real comparison, and real explanation of why the difference matters. I want to tell you about a quality director I work with, who was preparing her institution's SSR. 6 months of work, dozens of people involved, and hundreds of pages produced. She sent me a draft section to review, and that section was in student feedback systems. She wrote, as I quote here, "The university maintains a comprehensive and systematic approach to collecting student feedback through multiple channels, including end-of-semester surveys, focus groups, and informal consultation with the student representatives. Feedback is analyzed by quality units, and findings are communicated to relevant academic departments for appropriate action." She called me after I read it, and then she asked, "Ahmed, what do you think?" Then I said, "I think it sounds excellent. Now tell me what actually happened." There was a pause from her side, and then she said, "Honestly, Ahmed, the surveys get done. The data gets collected, and then it mostly sits with the quality units. Departments get summary reports. Some of them do something with it, and most of them do not." Then I said, "That is your SSR section. Write what you just told me." And then she laughed. She thought I was joking. Then I said, "I'm completely serious. Write what you just told me, with numbers, with dates, with honest gap, and with what you are doing about it." And she was quiet for a moment, and then she said, "But will that not concern the evaluators?" Then I said, "What will concern the evaluator is finding out during the student interviews what you just told me." And then she rewrote that section, and that section became one of the strongest in her entire SSR. Now, my friends, I'm going to take 6 of the most common SSR topics, the ones that appear in almost every accreditation framework or system you will ever work with. And for each one, I will show you 2 versions. The weak version first, the one that most institutions write. Then the strong version, the one that actually impresses evaluators. And after each comparison, I will tell you precisely what made the difference. By the end of this section, I promise you, you will never, ever look at an SSR the same way again. The first topic here, we have the student feedback. The weak version now. The university maintains a systematic approach to collecting student feedback through end-of-semester surveys. Results are analyzed and communicated to academic departments for appropriate action. The strong version. End-of-semester surveys in 2023 showed that 58% of students felt their feedback was acted upon, below our 75% target. We restructured the process in January 2024. The 2024 survey showed 71% improvement. This remains an active priority with the named owner and June 2025 review date. Now look at the first sentence. It sounds professional and very systematic and give you an impression that the institution is well managed. But here is the problem, my friend. Every institution in the world writes this exact sentence. And that means when evaluators read it, they feel nothing because they have read it 1,000 times before. Now, look at the strong version now. You will find these hints and these sentences also. 58%, 75% target, January 2024, 71% improvement, named owner, June 2025 review date. This sentence tells a story with real numbers, real dates, and honest admission that the work is not finished yet. That honesty and that willingness to say we are not there yet is exactly what builds evaluator trust. One sentence concerns them, the other impresses them. Now, my friends, we move to topic 2, which is about learning outcomes. We start by reading the weak version. Program learning outcomes are clearly defined and aligned with institutional mission. Faculty are aware of the learning outcomes for their courses and design assessments accordingly. The strong version. Following our 2023 program review, we identified that 3 of our 7 program learning outcomes had no direct assessment task measuring them. Faculty were mapping assessments to outcome at a course level, but the program level mapping had never been completed. We conducted a learning outcome mapping workshop in February 2024, involving all 14 program faculty. 2 new assessment tasks were introduced in semester 1, 2024-2025, and 1 existing assessment was redesigned to directly measure outcome 6. The revised mapping is documented in Appendix 7 and will be reviewed following the 2025 cohort results. Read that weak version carefully. Faculty are aware of the learning outcomes, not using them, not mapping assessments to them, not reviewing them with the students. The word aware alone tells an experienced evaluators everything they need to know about how embedded learning outcomes actually are in this institution. Now, look at the strong version. This institution discovered that 3 of their 7 learning outcomes had no assessment task measuring them at all. And that sentence, my friends, alone is a significant gap. And they said it clearly and specifically in their own SSR. Then they did something about it when they mentioned a workshop, February 2024, 14 faculty, 2 new assessment tasks. And from my long experience, my friends, that is not a weakness. That is an institutional maturity which will make your SSR stronger than you can ever imagine. Now, my friend, we move to topic number 3, which is faculty development. So we start by reading the weak version. The university supports faculty professionals' development through a range of training programs and encourages participation in conferences and workshops. Let's read the strong version. In 2023-2024, 67% of faculty attended at least one professional development activity, against our target of 80%. Analysis showed that Sciences College had the lowest participation rate at 41%, primarily due to scheduling conflicts with laboratory supervision and responsibilities. In response, we introduced 2 online professional development modules specifically designed for laboratory-based faculty and shifted 1 annual development day to a hybrid format. Early 2024-2025 data shows Sciences College participation has increased to 58%. and we anticipate reaching our 80% institutional target by the end of 2025-2026. Encourages participation. That phrase tells the evaluator one thing immediately. Participation is optional, and optional means inconsistent. And inconsistent means the institution does not actually know whether faculty development is happening or not. Now, look at the strong version. 67%, target 80%, sciences college 41%, scheduling conflicts with laboratory supervision. This institution does not just know the overall number. They know which college is underperforming, and they know exactly why. That specificity, my friend, is the difference between an institution that collects data and the one that actually uses it. And that is what evidence-based improvement looks like, written down. Now we move to topic 4, graduate employability. The weak version. The university is committed to preparing graduates for the demands of the labor market through a curriculum that integrates practical skills and industry knowledge. The strong version. Our 2023 graduate destination survey, conducted 6 months after graduation, showed 64% of graduates in employment or further study against a national average of 71% for comparable institutions. Exit interviews with 2023 graduates identified 2 recurring themes: limited internship experience during the program and insufficient preparation for interview processes. In response, we partnered with 3 regional employers to create structured 4-week internship placements beginning in 2024-2025 and introduce a career preparation module in the final semester of the program. We will survey the 2024 cohort in January 2026 to measure impact. Committed to preparing graduates. Every institution on earth is committed to preparing graduates. That sentence says nothing because it costs nothing to write. Now, look at the strong version. 64% against a national average of 71%. This institution is below the national average, and they say so in their own SSR without hiding the truth. And that takes a genuine institutional courage and honesty. And then they did not stop at admitting the gap only. They investigated exit interviews, 2 recurring themes, limited internship experience, and insufficient interview preparation. They found the cause and they respond specifically. And they have a date planned to perform or to measure whether it worked or not. And that sentence, my friends, will be in your head the next time you write an SSR. Now we move to topic number 5, quality culture. The weak version. Quality assurance is embedded across the institution with all staff engaged in continuous improvement processes. The strong version. Our 2023 staff survey found that 43% of faculty felt they had a meaningful role in quality improvement processes, against our target of 70%. Faculty comments indicated that quality processes were perceived as driven by the quality unit, rather than owned by departments. In 2024, we restructured our program review process to be department-led, rather than quality unit-led, with the quality unit providing facilitation and support rather than direction. Our 2024 staff survey showed improvement to 54%. We are not yet where we want to be, but the structural change is producing the cultural shift we intended, and we are targeting 65% by the end of 2025. Quality assurance is embedded across the institution with all the staff engaged. I want to ask you something here. How many institutions do you think write exactly this type of sentences? And how many of them have actually measured whether it's true or not? Now, look at the strong version. 43% of faculty felt they had a meaningful role in equality improvement, against a target of 70%. So that means, my friends, almost 57% of faculty in this institution did not feel genuinely involved in equality. And the institution wrote that down in their own SSR they submitted to evaluators. Because here is what they understood. Evaluators were going to find it in the faculty interviews anyways. That decision alone turned a potential finding into a demonstration of institutional self-awareness. And now we move to topic number 6, which is the final one, governance. Weak version. The university has a clear governance structures with defined roles and responsibility at all levels. Decision-making processes are transparent and involve relevant stakeholders. The strong version. A review of academic council minutes from 2022-2023 identified that 34% of agenda items were carried forward without resolution across 2 or more consecutive meetings, indicating that decision-making effectiveness was lower than our governance documentation suggested. An external governance review conducted in early 2024 identified the 3 structural causes. Agenda items were too numerous per meeting. Responsibilities for follow-up were insufficiently specific, and no decision register existed to track outstanding items. We restructured the Academic Council in September 2024, reducing agenda items per meeting by 40%, introducing a decision register with named owners, and requiring written updates on outstanding items before each meeting. The first 4 meetings under the new structure resolved 89% of agenda items within the meeting. Decision-making processes are transparent and involve relevant stakeholders. Now, here's a question. If I ask you to prove that sentence with evidence, what would you show me? Most institutions cannot answer that question because the sentence was on purpose written to sound true rather than to be evidenced. Now look at the strong version. 34% of agenda items carried forward without resolution. This institution reviewed their own academic council minutes, and they found that 1/3 of their decisions were not actually being made. That is a governance problem, and they named it specifically with data from their own records. Then they brought in an external governance review. That sequence, my friend, problem identified, cause diagnosed, response implemented, and outcome measured is what genuine institutional equality looks like. Here is the pattern across all 6 strong versions. Every one of them has 5 things the weak versions does not. Number 1, a specific number. 2, a date. 3, an honest gap. 4, a specific diagnosis. And number 5, a named response. So now, my friends, before you write a single word of any SSR section, ask yourself these 5 questions. What is the specific number that tells the truth about this area? What is the specific date of the most recent significant action? What is the honest gap between where we are now and where we want to be in the future? Why does that gap specifically exist? What specifically are we doing about it? With a named owner and a realistic timeline. Answer those 5 questions, and I promise you, you will have your SSR section written in a very amazing and magnificent way. Not the managed versions, not the highlight reel versions, the versions that evaluator actually believe. Two sentences, one that becomes a finding, one that becomes a strength. The difference between them is not simply writing skill. It is the institutional willingness to say that here's what we found, here's what it means, and here's what we are going to do about it, and here's where we still have work to do. So please, friend, stop writing your SSR to impress and start writing your SSR to be believed. So now, my friends, take one section of your current SSR draft. Apply the 5 questions I just gave you. Compare what you had before with what you have now, and try to leave a comment. And tell me exactly which topic in your SSR is the hardest to write. Is it the student feedback, or the learning outcomes, or the graduate employability? Tell me specifically, and I will try to address them directly in my future episode. I'm Dr. Ahmed Makable. This is Equality Unlocked. See you, my friends, in next week.